Hi, my name is Tina. We're here at our barn. We just got in a batch of these cute little chicks from the post office, and they were really happy to get rid of them. They were making lots of racket over there. So this little guy is getting ready to go into the brooder here. He will be in, they will be in the brooder. We have about 50 of them. For approximately 4 to 5 weeks, or until they're fully feathered out. So we, at that point, will take them out and put them in our traveling chicken coop, which is in our field, and we pull it around every day to a new spot of grass, and they eat the worms, and they get the fresh air and the sunshine, and they grow, and they're very healthy, and they stay out there between 8 and 9 weeks, and then they go to the processing center. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to walk you through this 9-week procession. Thank you so much. Hi, we're back at our barn, and I wanted to share with you our chicken here that is almost fully feathered out. That was one of the prerequisites to be able to put him in his traveling chicken coop. And that's going to be happening in 2 or 3 days, where he's excited, where he will be scratching and eating worms and bugs and clover, and in the fresh sunshine he'll have his feet on the ground. He'll be very happy, and that is a technique that we love doing for our chickens, to put them out into the fresh air and sunshine and raise a very healthy organic chicken. Thank you.
It's been 4 weeks and the chicks are fully feathered out now. It's time to move them out to pasture. These are Cornish cross chickens from Murray McMurray. Always been very happy with their service and the quality of the product that they deliver. They'll be out on pasture for about 5 weeks, so till they're roughly 9 weeks old, that's when we'll process them. It's a beautiful meat bird. Noisy too. So from here we'll take them out to the pasture and show you how we do it out there. There you can see we got the feed all in it. Chickens look pretty happy. They're in their new home. As my wife was saying, they got worms, they got clover, they got grass, they get to walk, they get sunshine. Pretty handsome setup for a meat chicken. Another view of the chicken coop there. They'll be able to get fresh sunshine, yet be able to be in the shade at the same time too. All right, here's how we move this thing from day to day. You can see a dolly on the back. It's a pretty simple one-man operation. You just lower the dolly like that. You can see there's a couple of wheels there, right there in the front. Then walk around to the front. And there's a cord on the front. You grab the cord, lift it up, and it just rolls on the wheels just like that. There's not much to it. Inside is all the water and food. He'll just move that a little bit, and that way the chickens are on fresh grass and clover every day. They get fresh air, and they're protected from predators. You can see that there's predator wire around it, and so we've had these out here for several years now, and there's every form of predator you can imagine. Foxes, coons, bobcats, coyotes, snakes, you name it, we've got it all here. But never in all the years have we ever had any predator problem whatsoever. We've seen where the predators have come around it, skunks, another predator, where they've come around the boxes at night. We've even put cameras out there just to watch and see what all might happen. Kind of fun. But never lost a chicken. Now, one thing we have learned is this is Louisiana and the summers get mighty hot. You're far better off doing this springtime or fall. It just gets a little too hot for them in the summer. So it's April 2 right now, and these chickens will be out here for another 4 weeks or so, 5 weeks maybe, and so by the 1st of May they'll be finished out and we'll process them. We'll take a look at the processing next. So all that's required in the morning, come out here and move the coop once a day with the dolly. As you can see, that's an easy process. And after years of doing this sort of thing, you learn easy ways to go about it. This is all it takes for the water. He fills the tank up there at the barn, brings it here, able to fill the water trough up easily enough. So the whole process from the time he lowers the dolly and moves the coop, food, water, the whole process can't take more than 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not going to say that's an old man's watering system, but I will say that it's an efficient watering system, and those are the sorts of things you learn after doing this for a few years. Never confuse activity with accomplishment. It works. Mission accomplished, chickens are happy, and away we go. So this is going to be the new home for the chickens. This will be the view they have for the next few weeks. Probably be in here about 4 weeks, maybe 5. That's a row of chestnut trees. They'll be going down each side of it. And as mentioned before, there's clover and grasses and bugs and worms and everything that a chicken could like. Plus, of course, all the feed we'll keep in there. It's an added benefit that the chicken litter will help fertilize the clover and maybe even add a little nutrition for the chestnut trees, and that every little bit helps. The chestnut trees are about 5 years old. We've been getting some nice chestnuts out of them the last couple of years, but I really expect them to start to take off this year. So very symbiotic. You got the chickens fertilizing the trees providing us with chestnuts. Farm living, hard to beat. It appears the chicks are going to enjoy their beautiful sunny new home. This is the first experience they've had getting out, getting a little air, getting a little sun. They seem to be liking it an awful lot. It's been 9 weeks since these chicks were born. Actually 9 weeks exactly tomorrow. So we've collected them out of the pasture and brought them in. And they're in the back of the truck now. Well, let's take it step by step from right here to they're fully processed and ready to go into the freezer. Here we go. And from the truck, they go into the cone. I think you can imagine what else happens here. Interestingly enough, they kind of pass out some when you put them in the cone upside down, and so we'll fill the cone up. And so from the bleed out tube, they go to the hot water bath. That's about a 150-degree bath. He's going to dunk them 6 or 7 times. And when the wing feathers are ready to come out, when they start coming out, that means the chickens are ready. Ready for the next step. Yeah, we can do 3 at a time. Into the bath. As I said, the water here is 150 degrees. It's nice to have a full-blown meat processing plant here on the farm. We'll do everything from sausage, obviously process all the venison. People come by here with all their turkeys or whatever else. It's been a very handy addition to the farm. All right, let's check a wing feather and see how it's going. What do you think, Douglas? 2 more dunks. Ready. All right, now for the next step where we defeather them. Well, this process is pretty handy for ducks too if you happen to have a mess of them. So let's move them to the next step. All right, and so now they go into the defeatherer. You can go ahead and put it in there, Douglas. And they tumble around for a minute or two. Doesn't take long. And we have a defeathered chicken. And now they start down the line. We took the chickens off a feed yesterday so they'd be cleaned out. Makes this process here today a little easier, a little better. I think Homer here has done this a few times before. Pass it down. And so from here, after they're cleaned and eviscerated, here's the next step. They're put on the rack until they're completely drained out and dry. Then it's into a bag. And the next step is the freezer. How much are these chickens weighing? Anybody weighed one?
Not yet.
Probably about 4 pounds. They're heavy.
Well, let's put one on a scale and see. So 9 weeks, and here's a 7-pound chicken for you, ready for the freezer. So that's the full chicken processing extravaganza. Now they go into the freezer, and then the next step will be the kitchen, and we'll take a look at that next.